Sometimes not what I have to do. Then I'm like, okay, if we remove these 19 people now, like we still have 31 spaces left.
In that 31, which position do you fall into?
Maybe 28.
Who are you more intelligent than? Oh, on a daily basis, they're like,
you go just see person they read for car, you go, I make mistake. Recipe.
Yeah, our own was Coke and coffee. If you know, so you don't want to sleep.
Sometimes blood flow.
Just get Coke and coffee.
You will not sleep.
If you sleep, make I know it's in custom.
We are just giving you a hint now.
The funny part was when we even did psychiatric posting. Almost we did psychiatric posting there. Now we discover that everybody for the class demand
or mental issue
or the other.
Then came the period when we had to write our final MB.
The one that determines whether you become a medical doctor or not.
That one. We had to. Because when we switched, we had that ideology that when you pass your once you cross to clinicals, you're already a doctor. Like
nothing can stop you.
You can't drop out again. But when we got to clinicals, then we started hearing that people used to drop out.
Yeah.
From even 500, 600
even 600 level people do fail out from medical school. It's really, really traumatizing.
It's traumatizing because we were already dropping people.
Yeah.
Even when you say you're not happy, but you know that you're 50 because
our school had a quota of 50.
Had a quota of 50.
That's to graduate just 50.
Just 50 doctors per induction.
Yeah.
So from 200 level, so from 100 level, we've been dropping people. And I think when we're moving over to final year, I think we're 53. So we're like,
Yeah, we're about 53. Like, so our class be like, okay, yes,
they feed up pity for the 53 of us.
Yeah.
Then we heard the news that the two sets below us that they told
two sets ahead of us.
2 sets ahead of us that they initially told them that they should hold on. They don't know what to do with them. Yeah. That they have decided to join them to our class. So
our number just went up
from 53. We are 69 or so. I can't remember. Then
so medical school is always a competition.
It's always a competition. You are competing
starting.
with your friends. So they're like this as they're teaching us in class. Some of them they'll just be answering the questions because these people are actually your senior colleagues.
Yeah.
Then you'll not be observing. Sometimes what I have to do then I'm like, okay, if we remove these 19 people now, like we still have 31 spaces left.
In that 31, which position do you fall into?
Maybe 28.
Who are you more intelligent than? Oh no.
Man.
This is what they call healthy competition. Is it even healthy?
It's very unhealthy because sometimes people will read in class with their laptop, they'll face the wall. They'll put their back on the wall and face so that they don't want you to see what they are reading.
Everybody is
codedly wanting to pass you. And they have another page that is open. So that once you just do your head like this, wait till they read, you see them napping while they watch you.
It wasn't easy. So final MB came. You needed to see things that we did for final MB.
Man, you have to do.
Is it the
what you have not done before?
The night classes that we had to attend? Is it the mixtures that we made just to keep our week?
Our recipe.
Yeah, our own was Coke and coffee. If you know, so you don't want to sleep.
Sometimes blood flow.
Just get Coke and coffee.
You will not sleep.
If you sleep, make I know it's in custom.
We are just giving you a hint now.
Other people were taking different things.
Some people will take
tablets. Some people were taking cola notes.
What?
Some people were taking some drugs just to keep awake. Because this is what you've struggled all your life.
All through. And then
here it is before you, and you can't just allow it slip out of your hands.
If they are even saying, because then we're now scared that are you telling us that the 69 of us will pass, or maybe in 2 batches, or you're telling us that even in the 2 batches it's totally going to be 50, and you want to induct with your friends.
Yes, you want to pass in one sitting so that
you can just
because usually the first induction is usually very grand. So that kind of thing.
So we had to do what we had to do.
It wasn't easy. So this is just medical school in a nutshell. Like we
had to
compress it, and remove some parts. But then in medical school, there are lots and lots of challenges.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of challenges that we'll be sharing with you, and then we'll also debunk some myths. Yeah.
Yes. That's true. Okay. One of the major challenge of being a medical student is that the workload is much. So it's overwhelming most of the times, and most people just fall into depression. Yeah. They think of how they can meet up with all the workload and
within a short
period of time. Like within 3 months, the workload you're supposed to read and understand and assimilate is so much.
And then you now start doubting yourself.
You start doubting yourself.
Can I do this? Why am I even here? What? As a matter of fact, they told us then that if you're a medical student and you have not gotten to that point in your life where you actually regret why you are in medical school,
that you've not started,
or you feel like giving up that you've not started.
And like 2-3 times in my life in medical school, I'm like, it's not even more than 3 times. God, who sent me?
As a matter of fact, some people say on a daily basis, they're like,
you go just see person they read for car, you go, I make mistake.
Especially when you see your mates that all of you started the 100 level together. you know that medical school 6 years, 7 years, and I know people who have spent more, 7 years, 10, even 10 years, some even 12 years like that. Then you now look back and you see your mates that you guys started 100 level together. Yes, they did a 4-year course, they are finished, well. They've done NYSC, they are doing well. Some are married, some are doing well, and then you now look at yourself. You are still.
Anytime you just pop into Facebook, then you just see congrats, it's like you are still 500 level.
Man, like, that you're not even sure self whether
you. And people outside are calling you okay. But inside you are dying slowly. God really helped us. God really helped us because a lot of people were becoming depressed.
Yeah,
people
depressed.
Were not having a stable mental health.
Yeah. Some
of our consultants, no offense intended, used abusive words on us. They're not good enough. They tell you
in the name of trying
we are trying to prop you to do the best thing for your life.
Yeah.
But at the end, you're just like, am I even good enough?
Yes,
maybe what they're actually saying
is true.
Yes, so that was one of the challenges. You suffer a lot of self-doubt, low self-esteem at some point, and automatically leads to depression.
Yeah.
So
one other thing again is medical students don't have a social life.
Are you not
generally?
They even know
these days anyway. I think these newer generations are trying to break the genes.
Yes.
But generally,
you
know now you have friends that are medical students or medical doctors. And if you even see the older ones, you know that we don't really fit into the society as much as
some
other
just
people.
Embrace their work and they don't want to mingle with any
not because that is what they want, but that's just the way it has to be.
The way it has to be.
Yes. So you may see it as okay, doctors are proud.
Yes.
You may see it as doctors snob, but in the real sense,
antisocial. Some of them use that word.
Yeah. You may say they're antisocial, but in the real sense, this is where it all starts from medical school. You don't have time for anything. You don't have time to keep up with friends. You don't have time to keep up with even family self. Sometimes you can't.
Most of my family pictures, like the entire group.
Now that time you're gonna miss from family picture. You cannot be in family events. You cannot holidays self. You don't have holidays.
No, you can't even go for holidays.
There was the time in medical school where Christmas and New Year we spent it in school.
Then some you just go home 25th and you're back.
You're back to school.
You just want to just show face and then you're back.
Not because you don't want to be involved in all these things, but the workload is massive.
So some people don't really understand this aspect of our life and they just feel you're just burying yourself with work. You're trying to avoid us.
But it's actually not the case.
That's not the case actually. Then another challenge is finances. Some of us, we had some people that were actually training themselves in school.
Yeah.
Then we had people that just had family challenges and so do you know that sometimes they will increase school fees as we double.
Yeah.
It has happened a lot of times as we double, and our lecturers will be telling us that you are not even paying school fees.
Your school fees is the cheapest
my
in the world.
child that is abroad, I know what I'm paying, and the person that is studying medicine, your school fees is so cheap that some of your colleagues that are studying medicine abroad are paying way higher
than you.
So and the accumulation of the textbooks we buy,
textbooks, everything,
year,
and you spend more number of years in school. So
every semester you are buying new
it's not
textbook.
Easy.
It's not easy. The finances. So we are just soliciting for medical students. If you know a medical student, you are dating a medical student, or even married, maybe your spouse, please send them money.
Send them money. Please send them money. As a matter of fact, it can help to cure their depression.
What? Yes.
money will put a smile on their face.
Some of our friends saying that used to receive alert. Once that scholarship just comes,
just drops. There's this aura.
If I in that time, you're just gonna be shaking everybody. How are you doing? Hope you're reading. Like the mood just changes.
See, it cuts across, not even medical school, in life in general, individuals in general. So please, and in medical school, as something that's very peculiar, we don't have time to cook also. So most of us eat out. So if you send a medical student money, it goes a long way to do a lot of things.
Even those Christian bodies, those there was a time they were even giving us meal tickets close to our exam.
Because it's
just
really,
to help us cope.
Really stressful.
Then another thing we suffered from was sleepless nights.
Yeah, medical school alters your sleep pattern.
Because it's circadian reading, you just don't have it again. You sleep at odd hours and you are awake when other people are sleeping.
Yeah.
So and it's a cycle. Even just after medical school, it still continues.
Yeah, it continues.
Being a medical doctor, you have to do calls and all that.
I know many times I lay on my bed and I find it very difficult to sleep.
You cannot sleep
because you don't scatter everything.
Then another thing happens when after we write our professional exams, the MB. See, that period, that's 2-3 days. No.
You can't do anything now. When you're waiting for your results.
Forget sleep.
Sometimes you don't even bath safe.
Forget sleep.
You can't think straight.
Pays the results. For you to come back to that normal way of doing things, of sleeping, it takes time. Some of us will come to the buffet and saying, who sit there awake with me? I don't feel sleep.
So that's one of the challenges, lack of sleep. Like our sleep pattern is really altered. Another thing again is malnutrition. Malnutrition is a strong word. But then medical students don't feel well is one very it's a major challenge. That's why we talked about money. If you can send them money so they can get food, they can eat out. Yeah, because you see, I know tall, I know fat. You can't eat. You know, you will not be thinking of, we can't cook and all that. So it's really one other challenge again. There's this syndrome, medical student syndrome. Now this syndrome is it's common with medical students. We read wide. And we read about different diseases, different conditions. Now, medical student syndrome is just when a medical student reads about a particular condition and feels that he or she has.
You are feeling it. Do you know how many
that condition?
Because of you are clicking breast cancer patients and all that, you just be examining your breast and like.
Make sure I don't get breast cancer too.
Maybe that period you are combing your hair and you are losing hair unnecessarily, and you've been stressed out so you are losing weight.
Yes. Like, or maybe you are reading about one form of cancer and then maybe you've been having cough. Your mind just tends to just go like, maybe I'm having this condition.
Like, do you know how many of my classmates are like they get lump for my neck?
The funny part was when we even did psychiatric posting. Almost we did psychiatric posting. Now we discover that everybody for the class is mad.
Or mental issue
or the other. No.
Medical student syndrome was bad, and first to even add that one other thing that can lead people to depression in medical school is the long period of study.
Yes, you are studying a particular course. You are in one space for extended period of time.
Less than 6-7 years.
You should be depressed now.
Some people, when maybe they lose their accreditation, they keep them in that particular class. So you keep learning the same thing
over and over again.
Sometimes you just be like, oh my, I should just end this thing or just give up.
Then
you know that it just boils down to we not marrying early.
Yeah, that's true. And there's something that we even forgot to talk about. So you must have noticed that doctors marry doctors, or nurses, or pharmacists, or medical lab scientists. As in, it's just within that circle. That's because in medical school, we spend extended period of time with ourselves. And since we don't really go out, we don't really have a social life out there. When you don't deal with people, they
for a long time,
you go start to fall in love with each other.
Definitely. When
people that you see every day.
When you've lived with this set of people for a very long time, you've known their weaknesses, you've seen how they react when they are scared, when they are happy. The emotions are mixed. When you pass, how you people jump on each other, cry and all that, and when you're angry. So you just definitely tend to fall in love with these people.
Even if the person don't find himself, you just the love up.
You don't get checked.
So that's why it looks as if we marry ourselves.
We marry ourselves.
It's because of this thing that we're talking about, extended period of time of study.
It's not medical.
And come to think of it, we tend to understand ourselves better.
Yes.
You must have heard of people who say, don't date a medical doctor. They will not have time for you. No. They are stingy. They are this or they are that.
They are alcoholic. Maybe some say they are humanizers.
Now we could prefer to just deal with ourselves because we understand ourselves.
Yes, you just like, okay, I understand this person and it's okay for me.
So those are some of the challenges. So if you know a medical student or you are closely affiliated with any of them, please try as much as possible to encourage them. Try as much as possible to support them in every aspect that you can.
Financially, anyhow you can reach out to them. Just reach out to them. Then as a medical student or aspiring medical student, even if you are already in profession, one way to reduce fear of failure and anxiety and stress overall is to start early. Most of our seniors still does this and we're still telling you the same thing. When you start early, it gives you enough time to read and reread that stuff. So you're not anxious. Nobody is using any abusive words on you. And in case probably if unknown circumstances happen close to your exam,
you know that you've covered ground.
Yes, you've covered ground and it will really help. So even if a day you do a particular quarter of what you're supposed to do, it will help to, in the long run, to relieve your stress.
And stay determined. You can do it.
You can actually do it.
We did it. And we're here. If we can do it, you can do it.
If we can do it. I like that word.
If we can do it, you can do it.
If Mary and Jafet can actually do it.
So be determined, be dogged.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we've come.
Also trust in God.
The God factor, very important. Like put God first. Every last thing we are there. So that's the end of our medical school journey.
Yes, try to compress and
compress that. You can give this video. So please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and please share.
That's very important.
Share so that other people can see this and come here.
This can help a lot of people. This could actually help people that are struggling. They know that they are not actually alone. Some people have experienced this. So
and enlighten people just like you will enlighten. Like you can relate now. You can relate to it. So keep a positive attitude always and stay up.